How's it going, everyone? Want to take you guys through the PlayStation Plus update. The game catalog titles for the month of June are rolling out, and a couple of other notes. An awesome collection is coming from Capcom, one that will certainly tug at the nostalgic heartstrings of people. And speaking of nostalgia, Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake has finally gotten a release date. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But right off the top, the PlayStation Plus game catalog titles for the month of June are rolling out as we speak. By the time you're watching this video, the game should all be live. Gotta say, the entire June catalog update, are there some titles that are pretty decent? Yeah, Monster Hunter Rise is a nice addition. Crusader Kings 3, not gonna lie, that's a pretty good addition as well. I've heard really good things about After Us. A lot of people in our comments section, when we were talking about the June catalog update, actually brought that game up, but you gotta look at it in totality. This is a very, very lackluster update, all things considered, and, you know, I'm probably a broken record crapping on PlayStation Plus Extra, but, you know, for all of the PlayStation bootlickers that are out there, sometimes I feel like I have to be the voice of reason, and sometimes I'm certainly a little bit too critical when it comes to PlayStation, but if you are defending the Plus Extra catalog updates in particular, you gotta be the biggest bootlicker of them all, given that the price point of the service has increased and the value proposition has legitimately gone down, but, you know, again, broken record for me as far as that's concerned. But Rise is gonna be a good time, Crusader Kings 3 is a nice addition, Far Cry 4, you know, that's a re-addition to the service, which I'm not a big fan of either, you know, pulling a game and then re-adding it, but what can you do? The Plus Premium editions are actually quite nice. Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, Ghost Hunter, and then Daxter as well. Both Ghost Hunter and Daxter do have trophy support. Daxter is an addition that I think people are super excited about, myself included, because the audience that grew up with the PSP, Daxter is a game that is integral, absolutely one of the mascot games and the iconic games of the PSP era, given that it got bundled in with the PlayStation Portable, the Slim 2000s, like the bundles just came with them. Usually, how they would do the bundle is I think they had a Dissidia bundle, they had a God of War Chains of Olympus bundle, and they would promote the bundle around, you know, Chains of Olympus, they would promote the bundle around Dissidia, and then you would just get Daxter thrown in there. Daxter was awesome, so it was just like, oh dang, yo, throw Daxter in there. I believe some of the bundles had Secret Agent Clank as well, but Daxter was one of those games that is fantastic for its era. That's what you always have to remember when you hear people like me rave about games like Resistance Retribution and Daxter. It's like, they're of a bygone era. They're of an era where gaming was different, and the perception is obviously going to be different for us, given that we grew up with those games. We have a nostalgic attachment towards those games. Look, if you're, you know, 22 years old, and you're just getting more into gaming, and those games from 2007 to 2009, you had no affinity towards them, like, okay, I understand. You going back and playing Resistance Retribution, you might be like, what the hell, what the F is this? Why do people hype it up? I still think you go back and play Retribution, it's a pretty good time, and I think Daxter's a pretty good time as well. But again, I have to also assess that I do have the nostalgia goggles on a little bit, and that's always going to be a thing. And nostalgia only gets you so far. The game has to be good for you to ultimately complete it, and some of these classic titles still are a worthwhile time, even if they are a bit dated. Ghost Hunter is a game that I don't have any attachment towards, so I can't talk too much about that, but I do know people that enjoyed that game back in the day. That is a PS2 classic, and hopefully that opens the door for more PS2 titles to get added to Plus as a service. But nice additions there as far as Plus Premium with Daxter. I mean, my barometer and my bar for Plus Premium is literally in the ground, in the toilet, so, you know, them adding one game that I can find some enjoyment out of in Daxter, that's a W. Plus Extra, on the other hand, again, I just think it's been terrible, and certainly every month has a game or two that I'm like, okay, that's a nice addition, but, you know, Monster Energy Supercross 6, like that taking up a slot, I don't know. Maybe there's somebody that's gonna really enjoy it, who knows. Maybe I don't have my finger on the pulse of what the gaming audience wants. Moving on from that, this announcement came out of nowhere, but all I can say is I got hyped when I saw this. Marvel vs. Capcom, the Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. This is an absolute throwback. The legendary crossover hits are back. The action-packed lineup consisting of 7 unique titles is full of heavy hitters like X-Men vs. Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes. MVC 2 is an iconic game. So happy to see that included. The collection also includes the rare beat-em-up game, The Punisher. So you get X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and a couple of other titles in there as well. Obviously, X-Men vs. Street Fighter and MVC 2 are going to be the titles that people have a focus on. Very much throwbacks, like, again, a game that is tugging at the nostalgic heartstrings. So if you didn't grow up with these games, you know, fighting games, I feel like throwbacks are also easy to go back and enjoy, but you know, that is going to vary from person to person. Great roster of characters as well. I enjoyed MVC 3 as well, but MVC 2 certainly is the game that everybody raves about. So nice to see that collection drop. And they did note in the press release Capcom sent me that this is scheduled for a release in 2024. No date, but a 2024 release. Would have to imagine October, November, around that range. And man, yeah, October and November. I don't know if October this year is going to be as crazy as October last year, but October looking pretty spicy as I'm already looking at it, because you already have Sonic Generations, you have Metaphor Ray Fantasio, you have, what do you have? You have Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I believe Black Ops 6 is scheduled for October, so October this year going to be pretty spicy as well. And it's only June, there's going to be more titles announced. And as far as MVC Fighting Collection, X-Men Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes, Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and The Punisher. All of that will be included. Now, it will be dropping at $49.99, so kind of pricey as far as that's concerned, but it'll be rolling out some improvements as well. Battle it out online, robust rollback netcode, awesome, be the best, practice makes perfect, training mode comes to all fighting games in this collection, a rare gem, the classic beat-em-up arcade game, and The Punisher comes to PC and modern consoles for the first time ever in the States. Spectator mode is available as well, and check out the collection's enhanced features like a music jukebox and game museum, new display filters, and more. So that'll be $50 and coming in 2024. Also coming in 2024, on top of Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake coming out on November the 14th, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake have been announced for PS5, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC. That'll be due out in 2025, so Dragon Quest getting some momentum attached to it, but exciting stuff all around as far as that's concerned, so definitely do be excited for that. And Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D, good stuff there as well. That'll be dropping again on November the 14th. But that is doing it for me again. PlayStation Plus, the extra catalog update is trash, but you do have Daxter, Ghost Hunter, both coming with trophy support, so that's quite nice. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, awesome stuff there. Excited for that. $50 might be a little pricey, but given all the content you're getting, exciting stuff there. Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake November the 14th, and then 1 and 2 HD remake coming in 2025. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.